Mr. Tom McDaniel.
Welcome to this edition of UCentral News. I'm Tyler Whitehead, and first I'm going to turn things over to my co-anchor Megan Mosley out in the field at Oklahoma City New Convention Center. Megan, what do you have for us?
Yes, that's right, Tyler. I am live at downtown Oklahoma City at the Convention Center grand opening. And as you can see behind me, we do have one spokesperson giving a speech before the ribbon cutting ceremony. But a little background about this new convention center. It is a 15-year-long project that has been in the work for 15 years, and it is one of MAP3's biggest projects known to date. It is also sitting at $288 million, and some attractions inside of this include a banquet room, exhibit hall, and a meeting room overlooking Scissortail Park with over 500,000 square feet of space. Now, they do plan to host many different events and conventions here, and this Saturday, they do have a tour event for our Oklahoma citizens from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and all you have to do is sign up on okc.gov, and masks will be required, and it is a socially distant event. And speaking of masks, many people here are wearing masks, and they seem to be spread out pretty far. They do expect to hear from past mayors today, and as well as our current mayor, David Holt, who I had the privilege of speaking to. Let's take a look at that interview.
I just love the idea that 1 year later after the Thunder game, here we are, we're opening our new convention center and we're getting ready for the new day that is beginning to dawn. You know, we're still in the tunnel, but we can see the light at the end of it. A year ago tonight, we all got our wake-up call, and we saw a little glimpse of how much it was going to change our lives, and even then probably didn't fully appreciate how much it was going to change our lives. And so it's not just about the aesthetics and that this is a cooler building than the one we had. It's also just much bigger. This is the biggest ballroom in Oklahoma. We've got the biggest exhibit hall in Oklahoma downstairs. You know, I know it seems odd now in the environment we're in to think of people meeting again, but they will. They always have. They always will. Humans want to gather. And that's coming just a few months from now, probably. And we're ready for that. And this is a building not built for the first half of 2021. It's built for 2025, 2030, 2040, the city that we hope to have in the decades ahead. And we're ready to compete, and it's exciting.
Governor Kevin Stitt said today that he would be lifting COVID restrictions statewide, including the requirement to wear masks inside state buildings. Stitt held a press conference today reflecting on the past year in the pandemic, when only 2 cases were known in Oklahoma. Here's what he had to say about Oklahoma's future.
We're coming to an end of the COVID-19 pandemic. The worst is behind us, and the light at the end of the tunnel is brighter than ever before. Oklahoma, we are on track to get our summer back.
And Governor Kevin Stitt says Oklahoma now has one of the lowest unemployment rates and is 7th in the nation for vaccinations. Now, the weather today seemed pretty gloomy and windy, but coming up this weekend, we should be seeing a little bit of severe weather. But Megan, how is it looking out in Oklahoma City?
Temperatures are a complete 360 from what they were yesterday. I mean, it was full of sunshine and it was super windy, but today is super cloudy and seems like it's going to rain. I mean, what can we expect tonight? Courtney, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Megan. And like she said, it has been cloudy, but the winds have subsided just a bit. Currently, it's about 54 degrees outside, winds at about 14 miles per hour. So that's a little different from the 25 to 35 mile per hour winds we were seeing earlier in this week. Humidity at 80%, but it does feel like 45 degrees. So if you're out and about, make sure you have your rain jacket or some type of jacket on. Weather headlines for today: it has been rainy and cool and cloudy. There are going to be some showers likely tomorrow, and we do have a wet weekend ahead, which I'll tell you more about later in the forecast. Across the state right now, we are seeing a range of temperatures, 57 up in Guymon, 54 in OKC. But if you take a look at southeast Oklahoma, we're seeing temperatures in the mid 70s. So we are seeing a range of about 20 degrees across the state right now. For tonight, we are going to see an increased chance of storms late in the night to after midnight, 30% chance towards the evening, and then the winds cooling down a little bit to 7 to 9 miles per hour. That's all I have for you right now. Back to you at the desk, Tyler.
In Oklahoma today, the State Department of Health is reporting 694 new cases. Today's provisional death count is 7,433 total deaths. Oklahoma has had more than 430,000 total confirmed cases since the pandemic began. And as for us on campus, UCO currently has 14 active cases and 817 recoveries. The university has had 831 total reported cases since August last year. And a year ago today, the World Health Organization declared coronavirus a pandemic. 1 year with masks, social distancing, and the fear of the unknown. Life with COVID-19 and how it has brought strength to our newscast. Let's take a look.
Coronavirus. Just a few months ago, we had never even heard of it. Now it's on the top of everyone's mind as the world faces what health officials are calling a pandemic.
We just got some breaking news for the campus of UCO.
Yeah, they just sent an email out saying that we will have online classes. Now this will last March 28th through April 12th. So now I just want to let you all know that this may be our last newscast, but stay up to date with us on social media.
I was in shock. It was, the news, was announced late one afternoon, and we'd been, of course, watching what was happening with the pandemic coming from different parts of the world, and then, of course, coming to the United States. And it was just sort of a sudden announcement, and it was like, this is the real deal.
We went into the unknown, and we did not know that was going to be our last newscast and the last time seeing each other. And turns out for many of us, it was the last time seeing Amanda. Didn't even realize it.
I am packing to go home.
Amanda Sue, who is one of our producers and head of social media, had to move back to her home in Malaysia due to COVID-19, and she has been producing remotely since then. But she will be back in studio with us in a few weeks.
We all just expected it to end, and it never really did, and I don't know if it's really going to anytime soon. I think we may be living with this for quite a while.
I moved back with my parents, so my room was my workspace. It was my meeting place. It was my newscast space. It was my school. It was everything.
We're kind of forged through fire at this point. We took on, this whole different tactic for our newscast at the start of the pandemic. I think it really strengthened us as a team, and it strengthened all of us as reporters individually too. I feel like we all learned new ways to share our stories.
The students made it seamless, and they made it sort of almost magical and a growth area. This is the biggest story of my lifetime, and therefore I would say it's the biggest story of your lifetime.
Make sure to check UCentral social media for an extended feature of how COVID-19 has affected UCentral. And now let's turn things back over to Megan, live at OKC's new convention center. Megan, what do you have for us?
Yes, guys, and like I said earlier, we still have not cut the ribbon yet on this grand ceremony, but behind me, as you can see, they are still giving speeches, and we heard a couple of virtual speeches as well. But so far, we have heard that this project has been completed on time, under budget, and debt-free, as we all voted for this in 2009. Now they are speaking about awards and giving different awards out to the convention committee, and we will keep you all updated on live updates as we have them. I'm going to send it back to you, Tyler.
New information on the death of Stavian Rodriguez, a teenager shot by Oklahoma City police who were responding to reports of an attempted armed robbery at an OKC convenience store on November 23rd, 2020. Rodriguez's mother said in a statement to the New York Times that officers should go to prison for killing her son. In her comments, Camille Holland also says, quote, "I don't defend what he did at the store or even him being there, but nobody should expect to be killed for committing a crime, not robbery," end quote. Yesterday, 5 Oklahoma City police officers were charged with first-degree manslaughter. The officers charged are Bethany Sears, Jared Barton, Corey Adams, John Scudda, and Brad Pemberton. Police say a 6th officer, Sarah Carley, used a less lethal weapon and will not be charged. And this morning, a Minneapolis County judge reinstated a third-degree murder charge against former police officer Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. Chauvin is already facing charges of second-degree murder and manslaughter. And President Biden signed the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill into law this afternoon. Congress passed the bill Wednesday, beginning Biden's first major legislative act since entering office. And Biden will also deliver his first primetime address tonight, which will air to commemorate the one-year anniversary of the COVID-19 shutdown. The speech will take place exactly 1 year after former President Donald Trump delivered his remarks to the country after the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic. The address will air at 7 p.m. tonight. Well, Oklahoma is seeing a change in the weather today. We will catch up with Courtney for what to expect in weather after this.
Connect to innovation.
Connect to creativity.
Connect to opportunities.
Connect to friendship. Connect to all this and more when you connect to UCentral.
A star-filled sky makes your dreams go wild in a place that beckons the heart of a child. Feel your journey begin as adventure takes flight, where the light beams all day and dances at night. A new place to meet meets a roar of thunder, and sounds fill the air in the land of wonder. And joyous expression meets boundless laughter, or perhaps peace and quiet if that's what you're after. TravelOK.com is for the young at heart. Come see for yourself where memories start.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Maps continues to transform Oklahoma City with the opening of the new Scissortail Park. More trails and sidewalks. And more to come. Our city just keeps getting better. This is now a place we all want to live. Learn more at velocityokc.com.
Hi, it's Courtney Hall here with your UCentral weather update. Right now, it's pretty cloudy outside. We had seen some drizzle early in the day, but that's mostly subsided. Temperature is at 54 degrees right now. Winds at about 14 miles per hour, 80% humidity, but it feels like 45, so make sure you're wearing a jacket while out today. It's rainy and cool today. We're going to see some showers likely tomorrow and possibility for severe storms moving in this weekend, but it's going to be a wet weekend regardless. Across the state, we're seeing temperatures range a little bit. We have 54 in Oklahoma City, 57 in Guymon, but in the south, we are seeing some warmer temperatures, 65 in Altus, and then the mid to 70s we're seeing in southeastern part of Oklahoma. And then as we go up this eastern side, we are seeing temperatures at 50 in Miami. So seeing quite a range across the state for current conditions. Tonight, expect a little bit higher chance of rain closer to midnight to 1 a.m. We'll be seeing a little bit of storms moving into the Oklahoma City metro area. Winds subsiding to 7 to 9 miles per hour, and then that 30% chance. Across the state, temperatures are going to be remaining about the same, 51 in Oklahoma City, 44 in Woodward, 38 in Guymon, and then, like I said, still seeing a bit of those warmer temperatures in the south, 60 in Idabel, or 62 in Idabel, and 60 in McAllister. Tomorrow, highs across the state. We're seeing 59 in Guymon, 59 in Oklahoma City, 64 in Lawton, and then again we're seeing the mid-70s here in the southeastern corner, 74 in McAllister and 75 in Idabel. For your daily forecast tomorrow, if you're going to be out and about on Friday, it's going to be 53 degrees in the morning. It's going to be pretty cool. Like I said, we're expecting some storms overnight, but those should be subsiding in the morning. As we get later into our Friday, that's when the chance of rain increases. So around noon, cloudy, chance of rain increasing, and then we should expect to see some storms tomorrow night. The temperature is going to be 65 degrees by the evening, so we will see a rise in temps tomorrow as well. For your 7-day forecast, high of 59 tomorrow, 70% chance of rain, and then this is where we're going to see our chance for severe weather for the weekend. We are going to see 80% chance of rain on Saturday and 70% chance on Sunday, so be looking out for that. Make sure you're staying tuned in to the weather forecast for this weekend. High on Monday, 59. We should be seeing those storms ending on Sunday. As we move into the rest of the week, 59 for the high on Tuesday, and then we do see a slight chance of rain on Wednesday. Nothing as severe as what we could possibly see this weekend though. And then for Thursday, a high of 55 degrees. That's all I have for right now. Back to you, Tyler.
Thanks, Courtney. And today has been a busy day on social media. We will have more about Matthew McConaughey and Edmund tree preservation coming up.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to UCentral News. I'm Ty Wallace, and here's your social media update. Matthew McConaughey announced yesterday that he's considering a run for Texas governor. This information came from an interview on the Balanced Voice podcast, a podcast run by Crime Stoppers of Houston. McConaughey noted, "I'm looking into now and again, what is my leadership role?" he said, "because I do think I have some things to teach and share. And what is my role? What is my category in my next chapter of life that I'm coming into?"
I got it.
Experiencing racist attacks during the filming of the movie. She stated, "I was like Googling myself at one point, and I was on this website, which was kind of dedicated to the Harry Potter fandom. I would remember reading all the comments. She noted that many of them were racist, and at one point even finding a hate site dedicated to her. She stated that her publicist urged her to deny these attacks. She said, "Put it into the back of my mind. I don't know if that was the best way to deal with it, but that is naturally what I did in order to move on and be a good actor." Yesterday, MTV's Jackass star Steve-O announced that he was celebrating his 13th year of sobriety with a photo on his Twitter showing a 2006 photo of him intoxicated along a 2021 version where he's surrounded by healthy foods. The tweet currently has over 500,000 likes, with many of the comments complimenting him on his achievement. Today, the Edmond City Council adopted a new tree preservation ordinance. This ordinance requires that when a neighborhood is being designed, at least 20% of the area will be set aside for tree preservation and open space. If the development of the neighborhood leaves no trees to be preserved, then the planting of additional trees will be required. The announcement also states that a companion ordinance was developed to allow tree removals once a plan that compiles with the design standards has been approved. Prior to that, the removal of trees from some underdeveloped areas will be prohibited. That's all I have for you all today. Make sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss out on anything UCentral News. Give us a follow on Twitter at UCentral Media and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/UCentral. Hope you all have a great day. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Ty. In sports today, Brady is covering UCO softball and baseball. Plus, UCO wrestling is headed to nationals. Stay tuned.
I wear a mask to protect you, to protect my friends, to protect my family. The coronavirus is spreading quickly through our community. We must act now to save those we love. I'll protect you. Will you protect me? I'll protect you. Will you protect me?
It's time to look forward. And in Oklahoma, there's plenty to look forward to, like being together in spaces that set us apart and picking our spots where fun literally jumps up to meet you. Places that give us room to reflect, that we can share with the people we enjoy most. What are you looking forward to? Find it right here. Ready? Okay, here we go.
Welcome back, Bronco fans. I'm Brady Gray, and this is your UCentral News Sports Update. UCO softball finishes up a jam-packed 3 days of play today with a doubleheader at Rogers State. The Lady Broncos go to Claremore this evening and will look to keep their stellar streak going. Today's doubleheader is their third straight doubleheader in 3 straight days. In the past 2 days' games, Central has gone 4-0, outscoring their opponents 22-8 with 2 shutouts. UC goes into the day's game with a record of 11-3 and will look to go into their long upcoming break on a high note. UCO baseball is coming off a dominant win over SNU, and they'll look to take that momentum into this weekend's 3-game series with Emporia State. Central had a massive win over Southern Nazarene where they won 17-7, and today they'll travel north to take on a struggling Emporia State team. The Broncos currently have a record of 4-3, and they've finally found their groove offensively. On the year, they're averaging over 11 hits and 8 runs per game, and they'll look to take the hot bats with them this weekend. The biggest weekend of the year for UCO wrestling is finally here. Bronco Wrestling will travel to St. Louis to compete in the Division II National Championships. Central goes into it ranked 6th overall as a team nationally, and they truly have a legitimate chance to bring home the overall team championship for the first time since 2007. The double elimination tournament will be all day Friday and Saturday, and you can get live updates from it at broncosports.com. We wish them all good luck and hope you bring back some hardware. Lastly, in NBA news, the NBA has released their disciplinary actions against Miami Heat player Myers Leonard. For those who aren't aware, Leonard is under massive scrutiny for using an anti-Semitic slur while streaming live on Twitch. Leonard claims he didn't know what the slur meant, and he is currently being berated online for his ignorance on the matter. The NBA is fining Leonard for $50,000 and is suspending him for 1 week, in which Miami head coach Eric Spoelstra stated Leonard will remain away from the team. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver released a statement on the situation saying, Myers Leonard's comment was inexcusable and hurtful, and such an offensive term has no place in our NBA or in our society. Silver also added, we have further communicated with Myers to that derogatory comments like this will not be tolerated, and that he will be expected to uphold the core values of our league, equality, tolerance, inclusion, and respect at all times moving forward. Commissioner Silver also believes that Leonard did not use the slur out of hate and that he is being truly remorseful about it. New England Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman would be inclined to agree. Edelman, who has openly embraced his Jewish heritage, released a statement on social media saying he believes Leonard said it only out of ignorance and also invited Leonard himself to a traditional Shabbat dinner in order to educate him and embrace him within the Jewish community. That's all I have for sports today, so I'll toss it back to Tyler at the desk. Have a great weekend, Edmund.
Thanks, Brady. And after the break, we'll check back in with Megan live in downtown Oklahoma City.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo.
There was me.
Thanks for tuning into this UCentral weather update. I'm Courtney Hall. Right now we are seeing some interesting temperatures outside. It's about 54 degrees outside. Cloudy. It was rainy earlier today, but we will see some showers likely tomorrow and a wet weekend ahead of us. Tonight, we're going to be seeing temperature at about 51 degrees and then a 30% chance of rain. The highest chance of rain will probably be later tonight after midnight while most of us will be asleep. But we will have that chance of a storm coming in later tonight, so be looking out for that. That's all I have for right now. Back to you, Tyler.
We're taking one last look at OKC's new convention center. Megan, how is it?
And a little recap of what we just saw inside. We still have not cut the ribbon yet, but we did sing happy birthday to David Holt, as yesterday was his birthday. And a little fun fact, he is the youngest mayor in America. He did give a speech about how a year ago we were looking forward to uncertainty, but today we look forward to hope. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Stick around with UCentral, and we'll take it back to the desk.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of UCentral News. Make sure to add us on Twitter at UCentral Media and on Facebook at UCentral. Have a great night, Edmond, and don't forget to mask up.